Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me again today. We'll get right to it. So which ingredients should we avoid on a raw vegan lifestyle? Anybody have any ideas? It's a trick question. I get asked this. It's funny, like some of the people that know me, and they usually ask it in a very nice way. Honestly, I've had a very easy path. I have not had any hecklers, anybody giving me a hard time. Where I work, you know, I interact with a lot of tourists, a lot of guests, and mostly I've had nothing but curiosity and interest. In fact, I should be using this as a platform for the ministry of this lifestyle, and I'm working on some ideas right now because I'll tell you a little bit. At some point I'm going to tell you, share the place where I work, and you'll kind of see the concept of some of the things I'm talking about. Always people coming in. Like every week we have, like right now we have 20-something guests. Probably 8 or 9 of them. Some of them stay, you know, we have different weeks, different amounts of time. So the point I'm getting at, some of them stay for a while, but we have constant people coming through at different levels. You know, we have yoga there, so people do yoga. So there's a lot of health conscious people there. And there's a lot of people that notice how I eat. And instead of getting grief about it or getting ridiculed, a lot of people ask me questions. And even people around town, they'll see me every once in a while, the few times that I do go to a grocery store, which is very seldom, and I like it when they do this. Somebody will take something off the shelf, or I actually had a stranger do this when I was in the States last time. They'll take something off the shelf and say, okay, so what about these ingredients? Or these, what's wrong with these ingredients? It has ingredients. Now, we can't take that to a ridiculous, some people can't take that to the ridiculous extreme. I'm not saying you're never going to have anything that's ingredients, but when you have ingredients, it's mostly, it usually, not always, entails processed food. That's why, you know, before I sat down to do this video, I said, oh, let me do one more check, let me do one last check through the house and see what I have. And I have very, very few things that have ingredients. I keep a little Bragg's amino acids, and that's a little bit of something of soybean and water. Not a fan of soy, but I really like it, and that's very limited. It's not like I'm sitting around using the stuff on a regular basis. I might use the Bragg's, you know, a couple or 3 times a month at the most, if that. I have some almost finished tahini in there, which that has ingredients, but I have very few things in my house that have ingredients in there because the way I eat and the way I see things, I don't need ingredients. I need whole plant-based food. Ingredients equals complicated, equals processed, equals a less than simple lifestyle, and it is something that I've just chosen that I don't want for myself. The stranger that asked me about this, it was funny too, because I was in Alabama and I'm in a Walmart, you know, dealing with limited resources, and I'm looking at this juice. Actually, I did buy a little bit of the juice there because I've seen people on YouTube using it before, you know, kind of as a backup when you don't have a juicer and you can't get fresh juice. It was this, I can't remember the name, but it said R.W. Knudsen, and they had various types of juices, and I got a container of organic grape juice. Well, this woman's looking at something a couple over, which back in the day, oh, she was looking at Clamato. Clamato, I don't know if you know that. If any of my Canadian friends out there, back in the day when I was a drinker, you know, every once in a while instead of a Bloody Mary, I like to have a Bloody Caesar. But Clamato, you know, and I was kind of in a hurry, and I didn't say it in a rude way. It was just kind of matter-of-factly, and I was rushing, I was grabbing something, I had to get somewhere. She says, oh, this is really good healthy stuff. I'm like, now you should look at the sodium content in there. And just the sodium was only one part of it, and in Alabama, in a Walmart, I probably, even if I'd had time, I'm not going to get into a spiel on ingredients. But the more natural, the better. You do what you got to do, and you live where you live, and you have what you have as the resources for eating. But in general, if it's got ingredients, it's less than optimal food. I'll have to think about that statement a little bit. If you notice, I try not to say things with certainty. I don't like people that, you know, I don't know that 100%. I kind of feel that way. And I'm not saying if it has ingredients, it's necessarily bad. What I'm saying is, if it has ingredients, it's probably not optimal, because optimal are fruits and vegetables. Speaking of which, I got something new. You know, I hear all y'all people and lots of people on YouTube and stuff talking about mangosteen. I've never had mangosteen before, and yesterday I went to my little fruit market, and lo and behold, they had some mangosteen. So I look it up online just to get a little bit more information on it, and I hear it's called the queen of fruit. So I buy a few just to test them out. I said, okay, I'll buy. I can get more. I heard the guy told me the price yesterday. They're $5 a kilo, so $5 for 2.2 pounds for any of you non-metric people. So I wanted to check them out first before I bought a whole kilo, so I bought like 4 of them. I'm going to eat those, and probably more than likely I'll go back today and get them. But I'm getting off the subject there. It's not about the mangosteens, but it's about, that's what you want your diet to be based on. Whole foods, simple foods, sugar, carbohydrates. You know, when it comes in these packages, I don't, and that's another thing too, besides ingredients, I don't like packages. I have very few packages in my house. The one thing that I do have a lot of, and it's plastic bags from the grocery store. I do need to get myself organized so I don't have those, but packaging. I avoid packaging most of the time because, you know, I'm buying stuff like that. But yeah, you know, next time you're shopping or whatever, just maybe think about that a little bit. And you know, it doesn't even matter what the ingredients are. As you're looking down that thing to see, down the can or down the package or down the whatever, and you're looking out to check in and see, okay, does this have any bad ingredients in there? Try to get as much as possible without any ingredients in there. Anyhow, that's just a quick little one today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful day. See ya.